Hey man, can we all just get along? So, shout out DG. His lady is throwing subliminal shots at Shedeur Sanders. Of course, of course. I'll be pretty mad too if my man was getting booed every time he got onto the football field. It would make me feel pretty upset as well. So, they had little comments, and then, she does her little TikTok stuff, and LeJean John James said the way you're openly is weird. And you wonder why everyone cheered when little Dillon got a little headache and was afraid to play. Nobody in that locker room respects that little dude, which I don't co-sign that. You know me, if y'all know my main channel, I don't like the Dillon Gabriel disrespect. I think the kids is gonna be all right. I think he's a respectful dude. But I can't say the same for his lady, because she says, actually, this is the lady, Zoe. Actually, everyone in the building wants him to play, but you wouldn't know that because you've never played in the NFL or been a couch, right? Wait, did she say couch? Yeah, I've never been a couch. I gotta be honest with you. So here's the funny thing. I understand you defending your dude, you defending your main squeeze or whatever, but I mean, on the dog, there's like so many videos of Myles Garrett, of Malik Collins, of Dillon Sampson, all saying that there's a different energy when Shedeur is on the field. Like we've been over that. Actually, matter of fact, so first off, this is what the people are doing. You know what I'm saying? So this is what the people are doing when Shedeur gets his second start. But again, they ain't got nothing to do with the locker room. Like she said, they ain't got nothing to do with the locker room, right? However, and again, it's crazy. And I'm not saying that, she probably knows more than me because she's dating a man that's actually in the locker room. But the Browns locker room is already sold on Shedeur Sanders. This was the day of the game from Mr. Cameron Wolf, right? And he says, Browns players tell me Shedeur Sanders' brash confidence is his superpower, and they rave about his infectious energy.
Is real. And as he makes his home debut today, that brash confidence that sometimes makes him polarizing, his teammates tell me is a superpower, and they feed off of it. Defensive tackle Malik Collins said he's built for this. Shedeur is built for the pressure. He said he sounds just like his dad, but it's natural. He said, you saw that 50-yard completion last week and Myles Garrett's reaction? That's all of us on defense. We've been waiting all year for this. And I'm told Sanders has been leading walkthroughs mentally, 6, 7 a.m. with his teammates, trying to get their chemistry, their timing up to speed. And we talked about that spark. Running back Dillon Sampson told me Shedeur Sanders has that effect. He can bring the energy out of you. When we're on the field together, we play loose, we play fun, we play like brothers. We plan to play like that today.
So, again, I don't know who your sources are. I know your source is one player that got benched because of a concussion. Hold up. I want to make sure, obviously he's recovered. He's good. XYZ Dillon, I hope you do great things in your life. This is not even me coming at you. Please, 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 please. However, just being objective, I got NFL Network, I got NFL Pro, I got former NFL players, I got NFL greats, all saying that Shedeur Sanders has won the locker room. They want him to play. So I don't know who her sources are besides Dillon Gabriel, but it's tough for me to think that, you know what I'm saying, we both got good resources, and I'm no couch, you know what I'm saying? But I do have some resources. We're going to watch a few videos of people reacting to this situation. Shout out to my main, this is King Gordo or Godzo. He does great, Shedeur stuff, as well as my main man around the association. He does like basketball stuff. He does all types of stuff. So we're going to watch both of these videos real quick. Like
her getting dressed. I guess she does that every week, but she puts some little caption, Browns lose, what's new? Like, bro, what are you doing? Anyway, then in the comment section, I guess somebody is making a comment of like something racist, whatever, and then she goes on underneath that comment and says, pretty much saying like, oh, the locker room wants Dillon Gabriel to play and they don't want Shedeur to play, and that we don't know what we're talking about because we never been in the NFL. Like, first of all, bitch, you're not in the NFL. You're not in the locker room.
Whoa! The B word. Yo, we don't gotta call nobody out. Look, you can be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Zoe is just, by all definition, she's wrong. And she probably does not know what she's talking about. She's probably just being a good girlfriend and defending her dude. But she is objectively wrong. We can all agree about that. But we ain't gotta go name calling. We ain't gotta do all that. But keep the dip on the chip. Let's keep it pushing.
You don't talk to the players. You're just Dillon's Gabriel's girl. For now, because who knows if y'all are really going to stay together or anything, because NFL, right? But she got her popping
Dang.
shit. And this is what I be talking about, is that they feel way too comfortable, and it's because of Kevin Stefanski. It's just obvious. So Dillon Gabriel's girl, wife, whatever she is over
So what do y'all think? Is Kevin Stefanski the reason why people feel this way? Jerry Jeudy obviously had something to say. Then you had Dillon Gabriel's lady saying some crazy stuff. So what do y'all think down below in the comments? Let's hop into this.
What's going on there, guys? We're back with another one. We got to talk about Shedeur Sanders again on today, and we got to talk about a few people cooking Jerry Jeudy for some of the things he said. But first, we got to talk about Dillon Gabriel's fiance, Zoe Caswell. She had some things to say about Shedeur, and it was met with resistance. Now, a guy by the name of LeJon James, he went into our comment section. He said, that little comment you made right there is disgusting. The way you're openly racist is so
Because you can't.
so weird.
Sorry, that
and you
word,
wonder
YouTube
why
don't like
everyone
it.
cheered when Lil Dillon got a little headache.
I also
and
don't
was
like that
afraid to
comment
play
either. I don't like
That's
that
a little
comment
harsh,
either,
but
man.
he says nobody
Hey,
in that locker
it
room
is a little
respects
harsh.
that little dude. And somebody said, what did she say that constitutes that, right? You calling her the R word. I don't know how much I could keep saying it, but Zoe then goes into the comment section
chill out.
and she says, actually, everyone in the building wants him to play, but you wouldn't know that because you've never played in the NFL or been a couch, right? Or been a couch.
You ain't a couch.
I don't know what she meant by that. But
You ain't no
she
couch.
hasn't played in the NFL either. But we're going to get into her TikTok
You
that she
ain't no
made because
couch,
they're
man.
saying she said the Browns lost again. What's new? Kind of taking a shot at Shedeur. So this is the comment everyone is talking about.
There.
Browns lost. What's new? And that obviously led to the stuff I was talking about in the comment section, which I don't think is a good look for her. This is all about Dillon Gabriel's brand, and when you come out and say things like this, it looks like that's what he's discussing behind closed doors at home, which he's entitled to, but that stuff should never leave y'all's room.
Pillow
Saying
talking.
things like everybody wants
Pillow
him to play
talking.
and all that. Is this what Dillon is saying? This is what people going to be asking and wondering in the locker room. So you're going to be creating a contentious locker room for some clicks, and you can't be emotional on the internet. If you're going to do these type of videos, you can't be just talking, because the more you talk, man, the more narratives is going to be painted, and
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? The person who loses the most is not Shedeur, because Jerry Jeudy gets on Shedeur. You have the whole Kevin Stefanski thing. People are going to be on Shedeur's side, especially if you're just going to keep piling on them, right? And I talked about this with the draft. If Shedeur went in the first or second round, he wouldn't have as many fans. I'm telling y'all right now, there's plenty of people who didn't like Shedeur, but when they saw what happened in the draft, they instantly became fans. They instantly wanted to root for him. Dillon Gabriel is so funny because, and I keep saying this, Kevin Stefanski did the worst thing to both of these quarterbacks. Dillon Gabriel was a 4th to 5th round graded player. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying that because that's what the NFL scouts said, right? It's very well known. Kevin Stefanski reached on him, put him in a situation with a terrible aging offensive line, awful wide receivers, and said, hey, you at 5'9", go figure it out, right? And shout out to Zoe for believing in her man, because that's what you got to do. You got to stand by your man, right? But this is probably one of the worst looks. For all the things that Shedeur Sanders gets, he gets blamed for what his fans say, not for what his significant other says. Ask me, when's the last time you heard Shedeur Sanders' significant other say something? Oh, yeah, he keeps that private. We don't know nothing about that. Okay. What about Dillon? Has he been saying anything crazy? Actually, quite the opposite. He's been saying, hey, I'm happy that he's playing, and that's it, and that's all. Y'all made this whole big thing about Shedeur Sanders, and he gonna be a huge circus. Nobody a part of Shedeur's team is calling out Dillon Gabriel. In fact, Deion Sanders in a Colorado football press conference sat there and said, I love Dillon Gabriel. I wish the best for him. That's the last thing anybody besides Shedeur saying, that, hey, we're fans and we're cool, XYZ, in his press conference. The last person outside of Shedeur to say something about Dillon was Deion, and he said, I love him and I hope he does the best. So for you to come back and say something that nobody's hearing, it would be different if people were hearing, oh, actually they don't like Shedeur. The locker room don't like Shedeur. We've heard the exact opposite for the last 2 weeks. Does she know that we got eyes? Did she know that? Not to say they hate Dillon Gabriel. Not to say people don't like Dillon Gabriel. I never want to say that. Oh, no. But Miss Zoe, you and your couches, you got to understand what you're doing. And then around your association makes a great point. Dog, you got his brand on. Like, talk about hustling backwards. What are you doing? Forget the other comment. Browns lost. What's new? Ha ha ha. I thought that's isn't that your husband's team? And you laughing and smiling like life's a game, like life's a joke, huh? That's crazy, man. You gotta watch yourself. Hey, man, I feel bad for Dillon Gabriel, man. Dillon Gabriel loses his starting position. His girlfriend's wilding on people. People are booing him. Yo, can y'all check on Dillon Gabriel? All I'm saying is all Shedeur and Dillon have said are positive things about him. But it seems like Zoe don't think the same, man. Y'all let me know how you feel down in the comments. So peace.